Hi there, Eve here from Vitamin Eve Nutrition Counseling. And today we're going to talk about people pleasing and emotional eating. So before I get started, I just want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Love to have you as part of my world. So let's jump in. Well, first of all, what is a people pleaser? A people pleaser is somebody who puts other needs ahead of their own. They go above and beyond trying to fulfill what other people need and try not to rock the boat, try to keep the peace, even though they may have needs and feelings that they may not express. They oftentimes suppress themselves and put themselves second. So what is the connection between being a people pleaser or somebody who likes to please or goes above and beyond and emotional eating? Well, there's a couple. First of all, people who tend to be people pleasers don't like to rock the boat. They often want to keep the peace, and in trying not to rock the boat, keep the peace, they suppress their own feelings and they suppress their own needs. Oftentimes, they may even abandon themselves and who they are just to keep the peace and keep everybody happy. So this form of self-neglect begins to form kind of like a reservoir of unmet needs, unfelt feelings, and after a time, this reservoir of unfelt feelings and unmet needs puts somebody at a higher risk of using food to help deal with that. The other connection between being a people pleaser and emotional eating is this tendency to want external validation. So turns out people pleasers thrive off of validation that comes from the outside. They like the pat on the head, they like to hear a good job, and oftentimes they miss the mark. They may not get that compliment. They may not, hit their own standards of success or beauty or whatever. And oftentimes getting that external validation was satisfying for only so long. So this person who's trying to get that external validation, if they don't necessarily get it or if it's unsatisfying, well, they're left unsatisfied. And that feeling of unsatisfaction, incompleteness, oftentimes people may use food to feel more complete, to feel more whole. And so that's another tie between people pleasers and emotional eating. And the third connection I want to help you make here is that trying to get other people's needs met, living other people's lives for them and telling them what to do or going above and beyond for them, that could be overwhelming, could be very tiring, stressful, exhausting, and oftentimes a feeling of resentment could even build. And oftentimes the people pleaser might feel self-judgment about the fact that they may feel resentful for putting other people's needs first. And all of this is perfect fuel for emotional eating. So if you can relate to any of this, it's okay. You're not alone. In fact, I myself was a people pleaser for years and I didn't even know it. So if you're resonating with this and if you know you're a people pleaser, you have already completed step number one. Okay, so how to deal with this? Step number one is recognizing what is going on. So if you could recognize yourself and what I'm talking about, good for you, you're in the right place, or right on. It's okay, it's gonna be okay. And in fact, I want you to start noticing the people, the situations, the feelings that come up that trigger you to be a people pleaser. So start noticing that, start making the connection, and start to understand why you are trying to people please in the first place. What are you trying to get out of it? What are you trying to control or make happen? Okay. Step number two is to learn how to experience your emotions. I can't say this enough, and I don't feel like enough people are talking about this. It's finally learn how to feel your feelings. If you don't know how to do that, that's okay, you're not alone. Things like journaling, meditating, or mindfulness practices, working with me or somebody like me who specializes in this stuff could be fantastic in helping you expand your capacity in feeling your feelings. This is really huge here. Third is to cultivate a sense of self-worth. Well, that sounds a lot easier said than done, right? Yeah, go cultivate a sense of self-worth. Well, how the heck do you do that? The way you start to cultivate a sense of self-worth is to take your feelings, to take your needs, to take your life seriously. Your feelings matter, your life matters, your needs matter, and to take those seriously is a powerful way in helping cultivate that sense of self-worth. Fourth, what you could do is learn how to set boundaries. You knew this was coming, okay? Learn how to say no. This is so hard for so many of us because it brings up all these uncomfortable feelings. But learning how to say no, setting boundaries, knowing your limits is a huge and important critical step here. That's why getting help could be so helpful in learning how to set boundaries for yourself. And it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be beautiful. Sometimes it's a little bit rough in learning how to set boundaries, and that's okay because learning is part of the game here. And finally, the last step is to feel all the feels. Let me tell you, learning how to say no is gonna bring up a lot of uncomfortable feelings, especially in the beginning. You're gonna feel like you're a bad person, you're letting people down, you're selfish, you're lazy. A lot may come up for you. In fact, sometimes these feelings come up for me too, right? So instead of thinking that because you're feeling bad that you did something bad, learn that feeling these new feelings is actually a win. It means you're finally feeling the feelings that you've been putting off. That's why you're such a people pleaser sometimes, is because you didn't want to feel these very feelings. So congratulate yourself when you're feeling uncomfortable. Congratulate yourself when you finally learn how to say no. This is a great win. So I hope this video was helpful. Please comment below or send me a private message, because I'd love to hear stories of when you set boundaries, times that you said no and what happened, or times where maybe you didn't set boundaries, and I want to hear what happened then. Share in the comments below, because we want to hear what's happening with you too. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.